Liane.
Hi.
Welcome to the PLT podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. This is honestly the most comfortable, chill podcast I've ever experienced.
Have you done a podcast before?
Never on a bed.
Never on a bed.
First time.
I'm so
and
glad.
I love it.
I'm
it's
so
so
glad.
cute.
It's so good to have you here. We've wanted to get you on for a while, so it's really exciting.
Yes.
You've built quite the empire for yourself.
Yeah, it's been a journey for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a journey. A little bit about my journey. I'm from Northern California.
Okay.
A small city called Modesto. All my Modesto people out there, what's up? So it's a very small city. I was born in San Jose, raised in Modesto, California, and then I moved to LA. And I knew that I wanted to pursue the industry, just really follow my dreams and just becoming an actress or a model or a singer, just something in the industry that's creative. And I've always felt that growing up in high school. Like I was always in band or choir or art class and talent shows, and I always loved the entertainment part of things. And my parents were super supportive, and actually my dad used to own a DJ company, and he would impersonate celebrities, and I would sing at weddings or parties and Filipino functions. Karaoke was such a big thing, of course. So I've always loved to do stuff like that. Just growing up with my parents and doing karaoke was always something to do. But, so loving that and also having my parents that super support me, and that is such a blessing because, being Filipino, our culture, they want us to, go to college and, I want you to be a nurse. Every Filipino mom is a nurse. Not that it's bad, it's just it wasn't what I wanted. And my parents supported me in moving to LA and really figuring out what I truly wanted to do.
So you are this incredibly creative and talented girl, but how did you first discover your talents? I read that you were going to singing and dancing lessons from a really young age. Is that right?
Yeah, so I started doing that, but I did it for fun. It was something that I felt helped build friendships in high school. And I connected with a lot of different people to do dances and, perform at talent shows. And I felt like it was such a great thing to collaborate with, my classmates and just building that, from friendships and all that. But I just always loved it, and it's funny because I do a lot of dance videos with my dad, and they're like, do you force your dad to dance with you? I'm like, no, he loves to do it. Honestly, he just wants to dance and be a part of everything. So doing Vine videos is what pretty much started my following. So let me give you a little rundown on how it was in LA from when I moved there.
I want to know what happened when you first got to LA.
First off, there was really no social media like that. I mean, there was YouTube and stuff, but it wasn't the thing. There were no social media influencers, and social media was not a job before. It wasn't even taught in high school. It wasn't an option for you to go do TikTok videos, you know? So I knew that social media was a great platform to build your following, to build your own audience, and I moved to LA. And knowing that, I was doing cheesy cover songs on YouTube, which are not up anymore. I totally deleted those.
We'd be getting those up right now.
I cringe. I'm like, that's not. I hope that never goes out. It's really embarrassing. But so I was doing cheesy cover videos. I worked. My first job in LA was Island Burger, and then I worked in Volcano. And then I worked at a tanning salon, and then I was an independent contractor, which I was delivering packages from the airport to different places and Disney studios. I got to see the behind the scenes and stuff, just doing that. And then I sold cars.
I read that you sold cars. So
I sold cars for a little while, and then on Monday through Friday I was selling cars. Then on the weekends I was a backup singer for this artist named Dev at the time, and I would sing backup for her. And then I was doing Vine videos in between. I had a few friends that were in the social media space already. And shout out to Daystorm Power. He's definitely been such a big part of my career, helping me, and he inspired me to create my own, content. And then ever since then, I learned how to edit. I learned how to work the camera. I learned how to edit photos. I learned how to do so many things. And also at the time, I didn't have the funds to do all these things, to have a photographer, to have a videographer, someone to edit. And so I learned everything. I had to figure it out so that I can put myself out there the best way I can. And social media took off. Within 7 months, I accumulated 1 million followers on Vine, and then it overflowed to all the other platforms. And then the rest is history. Like
7 months. So Vine, that's kind of where you started out and you became this household name kind of thing. When
Yes.
did you realize that, you didn't have to sell cars anymore? You could actually build this career on Vine. Was there like a pinnacle moment?
When I got my first check from Vine, because I did a brand deal on Vine, and I'm like, I made this much off doing a 6-second video.
Can you disclose, like,
This is
what kind of money
crazy.
were you making then?
You know, I was making just not enough for rent. I'll tell you that. Enough for food, and
But
that's where all my money goes to.
But that's something, like...
It is, and I thank my parents so much because they've definitely really supported me financially over the years of being in LA and paying for rent and my car. Like, I legit started from nothing and didn't have no following, no social media, like that really supported my career. And I just knew that social media, you have the freedom to create whatever you want. You can create your brand and really share your journey through just talking through your phone, which is insane. So, fast forwarding to now, it's been insane to see the opportunities that has presented themselves, like meeting different people and, working with amazing people like you. Like, it's just great to see how much social media has grown. And again, like, I didn't go to college. College wasn't for me. Not saying that you shouldn't go to college, go to college. But if it's not for you, it is what it is.
That's okay too.
Yes,
that is okay
definitely.
too. There's so many other careers out there, and I mean, this time that we live in, it's not there isn't conventional careers anymore. Well, there is, but there's also just such a huge variety of jobs and kind of roads we can take.
Right.
And Vine, going back to the Vine before we move on to like kind of where you are now, how did you kind of discover who you were on Vine? Did you go in with a plan like, okay, this is who Liane's going to be on Vine, this is what kind of content I want to make, or was it a lot of trial and error, like practicing and trying new videos?
Honestly, I did not like Vine at first.
No.
I thought it was so stupid. I have like 6-second videos. What am I going to do in 6 seconds? And my friend Daystorm was like, it's going to pop off. You better hop on it before it goes away. Like, just make sure you push content there.
Yeah.
So I was doing videos with my friends, Clarity, Batch, Hannah Stocking, like all of us. We were always working, shooting content. And just over time, like, I feel like we found ourselves just really just sharing who we are. Because I feel that people love to be, you have to be relatable and silly. Like, how I created my Vine account was more so just who I was and like the things that I feel that people are afraid to talk about or say. People thought I was violent because I slapped a lot of people and punched a lot of people on my Vine videos, but people loved seeing people get hurt. I'm like, oh, I guess this is what they like, and it's funny to them. Or if I fall or slip or anything like that, it's funny.
Yeah.
But I really cared about what my audience wanted, but I also wanted to reflect who I was and my personality, which is why I involved my family, doing dance videos with my dad, and just, collaborating with my friends, and again, just trying to be as relatable as possible so that they can see, who I truly am. And no, I'm not violent. I'm not abusive.
I can confirm she definitely doesn't come across as violent, I'm not going to lie. So Vine was obviously popping off for you. You were doing so well on the channel, and, your other channels were growing as well. But then Vine closed down, Vine ended kind of thing. And it kind of felt like a sudden thing to us as outsiders. Was it to you? Like, how did it feel in that moment?
We were already doing other things at that time. Like, we started doing more Instagram, and I was branching off into YouTube and Musical.ly at the time before Musical.ly was TikTok. But we were already on other platforms because they were paying us, and there was more opportunities coming from that. And so we slowly weren't doing as many Vine videos, and we were doing longer form skits on Instagram when Instagram came out with like the 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And then the minute, and then now IGTV. So we just were, drifting from that app, and then it already closed down. So
it kind of didn't feel like a big shock to the system to you. You were already growing other ways. Something else that another market you entered into was the, of course, fashion and beauty market.
Yes.
I mean, your fashion and beauty content is incredible.
Thank you.
How are you managing to crack so many things?
I love and have a passion for so many things. And this is what I tell a lot of people that move to LA. Like, I had a goal and a dream for like one thing at first. Like, I just want to be a singer. I want to be an actress. But you have to be open to so many different opportunities because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what God has planned for you. So Vine was not the plan. I wasn't like, I'm going to be a Viner. Like, that's not what I planned out, but it happened to be that. And then it led to this. And fashion and beauty happens to be one of my passions as well. But I wasn't I wasn't thinking of that really. Like, I love doing it, but it wasn't something that I thought of doing for a career. I just enjoyed doing it. So discovering different passions and trying different things and seeing that people wanted to know how I did my makeup, seeing how, like, what am I using for my hair? What products do I use when I wash my face? And like, what am I wearing? Who am I wearing? Like, so I wanted to just keep connecting to my audience. And I think that was my biggest thing, was to make sure my audience knew me and I was connected to them, because at the end of the day, I would not be here without the support of my audience. And so I really value the, you know, the connection I have with them, and I think it is my priority to, you know, push out the content that they want from me, you know, as well as reflecting who I am and what I enjoy, but I do care about what they want as well.
And I think you can tell that from, as an outsider, like looking in, you can see that you do cater your content to what your audience kind of ask for and what they speak about. And like, I completely appreciate that young girls will want to know, how do you do your content, or how, what lashes have you got? And that is just, you know, looking at you now, I've got a million questions in my head for you. But in terms of like comments and audiences, have you ever struggled, like in the beginning maybe, or even now, with comments from people? Because I see a lot of your comments are positive, but do you ever suffer with like negative comments at all?
I think everybody that's on social media have experienced, you know, the bullying or the stupid comments. And at first, it used to bother me when I was doing Vine videos. I'm like, oh, this person said this and that. And luckily, I have a really great circle around me and people that have already been in social media for a while. And they're like, Liane, it doesn't matter. People are always going to have their opinion. Are they paying your bills, though? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you cannot take it seriously. And then you click on their profile and they're like 12 years old. You know, like, you can't, not that their opinion doesn't matter, but it's just that you have to pick and choose who you really allow to affect your piece. You know, so I really am such a positive person, and it takes time to, you know, create that habit of just not caring about those things, because of course we all have feelings. But at the end of the day, you can't please everyone. I just learned, like, who cares? Life goes on. People can say anything. You just can't let it affect you. You know, and usually the people that do say something, they just want your attention. And I've replied before. Not that I haven't. I've replied, but it was never bad. It was always like, well, this and that. You know, they're like, oh my God, I was just kidding. I love you. I'm just like...
This is the thing. I feel like people sometimes do it for your attention. Then when it comes, they're like, oh my God, I didn't think she'd actually read that. But like, you are a real human being. No matter how many followers you have, you are actually a real person behind, you know, that screen.
True,
And with your channels, you've also got your YouTube and Instagram that are just massive. I mean, I can't even calculate how many followers you've got across the board. And we're going to talk about TikTok in a minute. But how do you stay on top of content? Because you are the content queen. Like, in my mind, you are the social media queen. I don't think there's anyone else out there that I'd really, you know, put to that name. Because you are killing every single channel. We'll go into it in a minute, but you've just not long started your own TikTok, and you've just hit 9 million followers.
It's crazy.
Already.
It's crazy.
Like, how?
You know, I feel that to juggle everything, I'm not going to say that it's not stressful, because it definitely can be stressful and overwhelming, because you have to constantly put out content. You can spend like 2-3 hours on one video and then you post it and it's like, okay, what's next? Like, people are so quick now to want more content, because everything is so fast and easy, from the 6-second videos to now just fast, quick content. They want to see more. And I've learned along the way, like, I did not like a content calendar, because I felt like I didn't want to limit my creativity on a calendar. But now I just write down a list of ideas of month to month. So I do like my top of the month, you know, brainstorming of what I want to do that month. Like, okay, February is coming up. Okay, Valentine's Day is that month. I think about the things that are relatable of that month and what people are going to be doing, the holidays, what's trending. And I do my research. I think it's important to do research on what people are talking about and what people are asking from you. So I'll even say, okay, what video do you guys want me to do next? And I'll skim through the comments, and I read all the comments. I try to make sure, you know, it makes sense. Whatever I'm posting next makes sense to my audience. And so the content calendar definitely helped me. As much as I hate content calendars, because I really, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to do this video instead, but then this is scheduled here. I'll shift things around, but as long as you have your idea set on paper or on your whiteboard or on your phone, however, it helps you organize your life. So I know that I do YouTube on, you know, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Okay, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. Okay, so I'm going to be posting Instagram. I post every single day.
Wow. On
Instagram, but IGTV, I can do IGTV on Mondays. So I really organize everything so that I can I can, be on schedule. And I like to shoot my content at least a week or two in advance. So I'll probably do like 3-4 videos a day, and I'll be set for the next week or two, so I don't have to stress. And now that I am able to have an editor help me, which took a while to find an editor, understand how I wanted to edit my videos, now it's just so much easier.
Yeah.
But I still edit majority of my videos because I'm so hands-on and everything.
Wow.
But I do have some help now, so it's great.
I can't even imagine, like, all of that information there. Like, I can see why you're so successful, because this isn't you just throwing out content. You're planning them weeks in advance. You've got a content calendar.
Yes.
But you've also, a lot of your videos and a lot of your content, you include your friends with that are in the industry. You've got a load of amazing friends. How do you align your calendars together to be like, okay, we're going to shoot this day? Is it easy? Is that difficult?
Oh, that's crazy, because all my girls have, everyone in LA, if you're in LA, you already know how flaky people are, and you just kind of get used to it. You're like, can you shoot tomorrow? Yeah, sure. Oh, I forgot, I just booked something else and I didn't realize it. Like, and you just don't take it personal. Just be like, okay, it's fine, and just figure out another thing that you can finish that day. I think every single day you have to do something that caters to your career or your dreams, like at least one thing. So I will shoot at least one video a day, whether it be a TikTok or a picture or a boomerang on stories on Snapchat. And everything I post on stories, I post on Snapchat as well. So I'm still very active on Snapchat and just everything. I feel like you have to. There are different audiences in every platform.
Yeah,
like
completely.
Facebook, that's a whole different audience than, on Instagram. So.
And so how have you found TikTok? Because that is a whole new phenomenon. Like, it's taken the world by storm. Everybody's obsessed with it.
I love it. I love it because it makes me feel like I'm back in Vine, but it's just again longer, and there's so many more things that go into it, from like dance challenges and I love it also because it allows your audience to connect with you to do your challenge. You can put out a challenge and you see other people, millions of people copy your challenge. So I think it's a great app that is unfiltered, really. Like you could be in your pajamas, or you could be in your robe with no makeup, and they just will watch you and want to copy what you're doing. And everyone can be a TikToker, from your grandparents to a baby to your
dad who's just got his own channel.
Yeah, and it's fun. I think it's a great app for people to just enjoy, creating content, and no pressure. Nothing has to be perfect on TikTok, which is great, because on Instagram it's like you want the perfect picture, you want the perfect angle, the lighting has to be good, the engagement will be good if you do this, and it's just become a little bit harder. But I mean, again, to each his own. Everyone has their own perfect favorite app that they love, but TikTok is definitely a great app, and I'm so thankful that my channel is doing so well.
Yeah.
On there. And again, I started off as on Musical.ly, and then it overflowed to TikTok.
Okay. So did you already have like a following on Musical.ly, and so it could just carry on to TikTok?
Yes, that's what it
Okay,
did.
So that makes sense. Well, I think a lot of people still don't understand that. So I had heard, and I believed obviously it was Musical.ly beforehand, but I didn't realize
I never
that.
stopped Musical.ly.
Wow. Okay.
I just kept posting whatever I posted on Instagram. I also posted on Musical.ly, and then I did some stuff like in the app on Musical.ly, but I just never stopped posting.
So do you think that's kind of like one of the keys to your success, is how consistent you are?
Consistency is definitely the key to success. I think that hard work is the key to success, because I think that hard work beats talent. Hard work beats good looks. Like, you have to work hard in order to achieve anything in life. Like, you have to put in the work. You can't just wait for a handout or just hope that your channel blows up just, for certain reasons, like, oh, well, I looked cute in that video and that video is going to do well because of that. Like, you have to put in work.
You have to put in the work and effort. I think a lot of our listeners will want to kind of know what advice you'd give to them, because I think there's a lot of people now trying to get to where you are, trying to be TikTokers, trying to be Instagrammers. You are, like I said before, mastering all of the channels. So what advice from Liane would you give to our listeners?
Let me see. There's so much advice. I could literally go down a list, but I think the most important advice I would give to my listeners is you have to protect your peace and your happiness at the end of the day. Whatever you choose to do, social media, or, someone that wants to go to college and be a doctor, whatever it is you choose to do, protect your peace and happiness, because at the end of the day, you can't please everyone. So for me, as an influencer in social media, like, people are always going to have their opinions. you know, your friends, even your family, your close loved ones will have an opinion, and you just have to pick and choose, you know, who you truly listen to, because it can tear you apart. Like, I've seen my friends that do move to LA that are lost. And if you don't have your peace and your happiness priority, you end up trying to please everyone, and then you're depressed. And it makes you sick. Like, depression is a sickness. You cannot just take in what everyone else is saying, because at the end of the day, you want to be true to who you are. And if it's not making you happy, then don't do it. You know, and of course, like, there are times on social media where, this is so frustrating, but I love it at the same time. You have to love what you do, and you have to take chances. You cannot be afraid. You have to step out your comfort zone. Moving out of Modesto, where there's like one freeway, one mall, and you know everyone because it's such a small city. But to move to LA, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to jump. And no matter what, I had some family members that did say, there's so much competition, you're not going to be successful. I had to block that out, even though they were from my family.
Wow.
You know, you have to take chances and risks and have faith and pray. And just your happiness, again, is just number one, and peace.
And what would you say to them family members now that said you weren't going to make it?
Look at me now. No, I'm just kidding.
Take a look. No, but take a look.
No,
You're
but
so
you know
right.
what's crazy is it's fine. You know, I think that whoever says anything about you, accept it and just, you know, smile, because at the end of the day, it helped you become who you are. Every negative comment, every distraction, every fail, anything, it really develops and helps you create the character that you are building, and it's beautiful. Every part is beautiful. I think that I would not change anything in the past. I wouldn't change anything really. I feel that everything is a learning experience, and as long as you grow from it, it's progress.
And what was your experience when you did come to LA? I know we're going back a little bit here, but when you came, was there hard times? Was there ups and downs? Or did you know, how did you find coming from working in the jobs you were working in to the car dealership to Vine to where you are now? Was there, you know, ups and downs? What should they...
There were a lot of ups and downs. Honestly, before social media, I wanted to give up. There were times that I was crying to my parents and just telling them, like, I don't know what to do. And whenever I would stop doing something, I found myself in situations where God would pull me back to it, and that's what kept me going. So there are a lot of ups and downs in any journey, and it's just you have to really fight through it. And some of my ups and downs, I would say, was finding the right team. I think that the most important part when you do move to LA, you have to find a good circle of friends and a good manager or someone that can help represent you, because at the end of the day, you know, the whoever's representing you is a reflection of who you are.
Yeah.
And some people won't work with you simply because they don't like your manager or whoever represents you. And even if your mom is a manager, I'm like, Mom, Dad, I love you, but be just my mom and dad and just be a part of, like, you know, my videos that they enjoy. But I don't want, you know, I wouldn't want to put them in that position to where it would stress them out as well. But I think that having the right circle of people, a good team around you, is a key to success, because those are the people that are in your ear. Those are the people that are helping manage a career. So I think that was one of my struggles, was finding the right manager, because I can't even tell you how many times I've been burned. People have stolen money from me. People have lied to me. People made promises that they did not keep. So you learn that quick in LA. You go to LA and all these... You know, you don't get fooled by the beautiful lights and the stars and opportunities and celebrities. Like, you'll wake up quick when you wake up and, like, realize that that person totally lied to you or just left you hanging. It's just, it's the worst feeling, because you have so much hope, and it can crush somebody that isn't, you know, emotionally prepared for something like that. So again, like, and to find the right team, you just gotta, it's like dating, you know, you just meet people, get to know them, and the most important part as well is that they understand your vision and support your dreams. Because there were management that I was working with, and they're like, well, I don't think that's you, or I don't think you're capable of this. You should be doing that. And I shut that out quick. You have to shut those things out, because at the end of the day, again, your happiness and your peace is important, and you don't want any toxic people in your circle. So that was one of my struggles, finding the right team. Now that I'm so grateful. I have such an amazing manager, and I, you know, again, it's a great relationship. And again, when that is solid, you're just going. You're a machine. You could do whatever you want and work, and everything is, you know, in line. Like, you have someone that's doing this and doing that for you and representing this and talking to this person. So a team is important. You want to build your team. other struggles in LA is staying positive, because you can't look at other people's success and compare it to yours. And be like, I've been doing this longer. Why is this person booking this role? Why is this person doing that job? And I was the one that was working harder for that. Like, you cannot compare yourself to others.
Yeah.
And I think that I've caught myself doing that before in the beginning. Like, man, I've done this, and how come that opportunity hasn't happened to me? But again, everyone's paths are different, and every path, God has a unique plan, and there's nobody that's you. And so there's a specific plan for you. So you cannot compare your life to mine, you know? So I think that's another struggle that people and myself have gone through, just talking about those kinds of things with my friends. You know, we talk about those things. And just I feel like my management and just making sure that I'm not comparing myself and trying to please everyone, you know, were the things that I struggle with. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. That's my mom, by the way.
That's your mom.
Hi, Mommy. I'm busy.
That actually leads me to my next question. I was going to ask, you know, how do your parents feel now? They must be so proud of you with everything you've achieved.
Honestly, they are my number one, like, priority, period. Like, my parents are my everything. And again, I would not be here without my mom and dad. And I was able to buy their first home in LA 2 years ago.
Wow.
So that was like my number one thing I had to do, which was I was building myself up to create that opportunity to have that happen for my parents. So I'm like waiting for the opportunity, just working hard, and finally like told my parents, just retire. You know, don't work anymore, and just live here in LA with me. And I got them their first home, and now they're just enjoying life. My dad's, you know, he was a pastor before, and now he's doing Facebook ministries.
Wow.
And just part-time TikToker with me. So like it's great. And my mom actually recorded all of our dance videos.
No
So she's
way.
a professional camera person now.
You've just built this whole family around you to be this family of creatives.
Yes,
like,
and
how
it's
amazing.
fun. And it's funny because my mom is not, and she doesn't like being in front of the camera, but now she's a whole vlogger. Now she's on Instagram like, hey guys, I'm doing this today. And it's cool to see how people open up to social media and just open up their life and love, you know, just doing social media. It's just it's weird at first to anyone to share their life and the things that they love, and now people want to take pictures of everything they eat now. It's just completely different now. But it's great. My parents love it. They're so happy, and you know, I'm grateful for them, and they're happy. They're great.
I bet they are. I mean,
they're living their best life.
Yeah, they're living their best life as well as you are. And something else I want to speak about, another achievement of yours, is your music. Like you've created a lot of music in the past, and I wanted to ask whether it's something you're still working on and something you're still keen to pursue. Like, will we be getting any new music this year?
Definitely.
Yes.
I am definitely working on new music. The thing I've learned, like, I moved to LA, and music was one of my biggest, you know, goals, and it's tough. Like, anything you want to do in life in LA, it's just tough because you just have to know the right people, you have to have the right opportunities and the relationships and also the talent and the hard work. But music, I love music. It's definitely a passion of mine, and I will be putting out more music soon. But I've learned, like, now that since I've been doing so many different things, from fashion, beauty, you know, fitness and comedy, I'm marrying all my talents together now because I have a different audience for everything. There are people that don't even know I do music, and there are some people that know I do music and are waiting for music, or they just see me doing makeup videos and they want more makeup videos. So I'm just like, I want to cater to everyone. I want to give everything that I can to everyone. But again, like, you can't spread yourself too thin to where you're just not happy. Again, happiness is important. But I'm marrying all my talents.
And you're also a dancer, which we see in your...
I'm so sorry. Can someone take this from me? How is this happening?
I actually like it. I think
I'm so sorry.
I think we keep this in the podcast. It just shows how busy you are. Like, I mean, I'll go into my next question in a minute, but do you ever sleep? Do you ever stop?
You know what I do? Sleep is so important to me. I love sleep.
She's like, yeah,
sleep is so important to me. But my nights are always crazy. Sometimes I'll be up till 4 a.m. editing.
Wow.
But then, like, I'll wake up at 9 or 10, or sometimes I'll sleep early and wake up extra early. It just depends, but I do sleep.
That is good to know.
Yeah, rest is important as much as hard work is. Yeah.
And we were talking about your dancing then. So your dancing is something you've always incorporated. No, you're a triple threat is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you.
You are a triple threat. What if you could pick one of those things
Oh
out
my
of, let's say,
God.
acting, singing, and dancing, and you
I
could only
don't
do one for the rest of your
know.
life?
I don't know.
I mean, luckily, it's never going to
That's so
happen. You can do
hard.
all of them.
Okay,
But if
so
you
what
had
was
to
it?
pick.
What if I had to pick?
Singing, acting, or dancing?
I could do singing. You know why? Because in singing you have to dance when you perform. And singing you act and you're a character. You know, so I can be a different person in my music, which I do. I feel like I have alter ego in music, so I would say singing.
Okay, singing it is. And with all the incredible things that you've done, I wanted to ask you before, like, what is the favourite bit of content or the favourite maybe song or video you've made in the past? Do you have any like really fond memories that you can share with us?
Honestly, all the ones I did with my dad.
I love
Like
that.
all the ones I do with my dad are so much fun. And it's not even just the video that I love so much, it's the process, because we have our little rehearsals before. And then I have to train my mom on how like certain parts of the song, like, Mom, it has this little beat right here, so you gotta be like and the process of it's so fun, and it's funny to see my dad rehearse. And it's just like the process is such a good time.
I love that.
So I would say that.
And you were telling me about something before where you used to interview yourself.
Yes.
I mean,
So
let's
like
just-
right now
let's
she's
just do this.
interviewing me, but before I had followers, you know, the fake it to make it line, I was faking my interviews where I would pretend that someone was asking me questions, but the camera wouldn't be on them, and I would just put the questions on the bottom of the screen, and I'll just be like, yeah, you know, and I'm literally talking to myself in the room, but people loved it. They were like, oh, that's so cool, and they got to know me, you know, in a different way, rather than just talking to the camera and saying, I'm this, I like that, I'm, you know, this and that, but I was pretending that this,
I
now
love
it's
that
a real
story. I
interview.
love that story. Now this
I'm
is a
actually
real
talking to a real person.
But that's the thing. This is why today is so good. Is, you know, your audience and our audience, our listeners, get to know you, and they, you know, it's kind of controlled that we ask the questions, we ask all the burning questions that hopefully they want to hear. I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
So hopefully they've enjoyed this episode.
I know. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Oh.
We've been talking a lot.
Honestly, I could talk to you forever, but you are like the ultimate girl boss. Like I said, you're killing
Thank
it.
you.
But what's kind of next for you? I don't know what else you could possibly do, but what's coming in 2020?
2020, it's crazy. It's a whole new decade.
Exactly.
There's so many things that I still want to do, but this year I'm focusing on launching something of my own. So I've been doing a lot of brand collaborations, and I think it's time for me to launch something specifically what I want from my
Wow.
fans and followers. So going to do something
So can we get a teaser on what it might be?
Um,
Or any tea?
beauty, something in beauty. So yeah, that's it.
I mean, whatever Liane V drops, you know it's going to be hot.
I've
Oh,
been
that was a
asking my
rhyme.
audience, like, you know, I did a poll, like, asking what they want
Yeah.
from me and just trying to get a feel on, you know, what, you know, products they love or anything, really. And I've like, figured it out. So
Wow.
it's in the works right now.
Do we have
really
like a
excited.
time frame or?
No, not yet.
yet.
Just this year, 2020.
So
for
let's
sure.
all keep an eye out for that. I'm really
Yes.
excited for that. You know that we'll be
Yes.
watching you from the sidelines and
Thank
always supporting you.
you.
But I think to end this podcast, I'd just like to ask you, for our listeners that, you know, that I think are going to be really inspired by you, as I am, what mantra do you live by day to day?
A mantra that I live by day to day.
Or a piece of advice that you might be able to share?
You know, you have to put God first. God number one. Because I feel like you put him number one, or whoever your higher power that you believe in, number one, everything else just falls into place. Like, that's what I truly, truly believe. Because what are you doing things for? What's the purpose? Like, I believe in purpose. And in anything that I do, there's purpose behind it. And of course, there's, you know, whether it be purpose for your happiness or purpose for, you know, just to get closer to your career. Whatever it is, there has to be purpose. Don't do anything, you know, with no kind of substance, like nothing that really moves you or makes you happy or something that you love. You have to do something that truly motivates you and moves you, because then you're just living your life, just living. You're not even doing anything. So I would say that for sure.
Okay, well, Liane, it's been amazing getting to know you today. I mean, I could
Thank
talk to you
you.
forever, and I'm sure we're actually going to go and shoot a little TikTok now, aren't we?
Yes, TikTok. Yes,
So
we have to do
guys,
it.
watch out for that, because it's going to be
Yes,
something else. You're going to
check it
see
out.
Liane try and teach me a TikTok. I mean, I'm going to be horrific, but
She's going to be a TikToker from this
I'm going to be a
point.
TikToker, like
A professional
yeah.
TikToker.
No, I don't think it's happening. I'll stay happily on the podcast. But yeah, it was great to meet you today.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
having
so much
me.
for.
This was so fun.
Oh, it was so fun to have you here. Thanks for
love
making the
this.
time.
Thank you.
And thank you so much to everybody for watching and listening at home. This has been
Yes.
PLT Behind Closed Doors, starring Liane V.
Thank you. Mwah. Love you guys.